my partner, Muhammad Zaki Farila and Shafiri Azrana. Okay, next. So we have to discuss about the introduction first. The nutraceutical and functional food are two terms used to define health-promoting foods or components that are extracted from them. The term nutraceutical was first coined from nutrition and pharmaceutical and defined as a food that provides medical or health benefits, including the prevention or treatment of a disease. So the term is used for anything that is consumed primarily or particularly for health reasons. Nutraceutical offers physiological benefits or protect against chronic disease, while functional food have a broad definition as food that supply additional physiological benefit to the consumer with their usual diet beyond basic nutritional function. Some advantage of nutraceutical have been described as follows. There are 3 points. First, diets containing a high amount of nutraceutical along with regular exercise help reduce disease risk and stress and regulate body weight. Second, nutraceutical protect from age-related disease such as arthritis. And third, fulfills the consumer tendency for self-treatment and healthy life. Next. And bakery products. The term baked products refers to a wide range of food products such as bread, cakes, cookies, and anything else. So bakery products are based on wheat flour and undergo heat treatment in the bakeries. Since 95% of consumers in most developing countries consume cereal that have comparatively inexpensive price. So these foods are primarily vehicle for food fortification. Bakery product and cereal account for about 23% of the global functional food market. Among baked goods, bread is the most consumed staple food product all over the world, depending on the cereals used and the processing method. Bread alone, as a fermented product, might provide some benefit for human health. For instance, research has suggested potential chemopreventive effect of different bread after in vitro fermentation. Incorporation of many different nutraceutical into baked goods has been explored. The following section in this chapter summarizes the application of bioactive ingredients in bakery formulation and their main health effects. Next. Polyphenol. Phenolic compounds are nutraceutical used to increase the health benefit of food. There are many studies evidencing antioxidant and other health effects of polyphenol. Several investigations have been performed to study the health effect of nutraceutical incorporated bakery products, as well as their technological, sensory, and physiochemical properties. There are studies about bread enriched with phenolics such as caffeinic, ferulic, cyreinic, and gallic, or with kiwi fruit, barley flour, apple, and black currant, which have high phenolic content. Another nutraceutical incorporation application for biscuit is the addition of Emblica officinalis and mango peel powder as source of natural antioxidant. Green tea was also used for antioxidant enrichment of sponge cake. Next. Lycopene. Lycopene is a potential antioxidant. In vitro study have shown the antioxidant effect of lycopene, and this feature may underlie its protective effect against cancer. Lycopene contribute to health by reducing the effect of harmful compounds such as reactive oxygen species, which harm DNA and oxidize lipids. Furthermore, it contributes to cardiovascular health and may have protective effects against neurodegenerative disease and hypertension. Beta-carotene. So beta-carotene has been described as an antioxidant compound, and according to relevant studies, it may have a protective effect against cancer, heart disease, macular degeneration, and aging. Research results have suggested that 4 until 6 milligrams of beta-carotene taken per day may provide physiological protection effect against several types of cancer, especially those of epithelial origin and at the early stage of carcinogenesis. Dietary fiber, the World Health Organization (WHO), a daily fiber intake of 27 until 40 grams of daily fiber. Many epidemiological studies have provided evidence that fiber intake at high ratio reduce CHD risks in both males or females. Another effect of fiber is to regulate blood coagulation. In addition, it has been reported that dietary fiber may have protective effect against gastrointestinal cancer, increase satiety, regulates the glucose and insulin system, and helps in the treatment of obesity and diabetes. In a study, the glycemic and insulinemic respond to oat bread with lingonberry fiber and oat wheat bread were investigated. So maybe next.
Continuing on resistant starch. Resistant starch is a probiotic product, has a positive effect on useful bacteria populations in the large intestine, and it can reduce the amount of pathogen bacteria. Many relevant studies have shown that intake of resistant starch reduces the risk of colon cancer, contributes to intestine health, and helps to develop the immune system in our body. The enrichment of cookies using resistant starch and banana has been studied. Next. Uh, Next on beta-glucan. So beta-glucans are not digested in our body, but they can be fermented by intestinal microflora. Beta-glucans have an effect on improving the immune system because they support useful microflora and the immune cells by binding directly to specific receptors. They have no cytotoxic effect and reportedly have an anti-cancer effect. Research to evaluate beta-glucan enriched flours obtained from barleys with either normal or waxy starch for their effects on GI of bread was conducted. Its positive consequences that glycemia were determined. Compared with the normal starch barley, the GI of the all wheat bread was significantly reduced by 40% of wheat flour was substituted with beta-glucan enriched barley flour. The ability of beta-glucans to lower the GI was affected by the barley starch type. The effect of barley beta-glucans on short-term appetite and on satiety-related hormones in healthy subjects was evaluated in an investigation. Hypolipemic effects of prebiotic biscuits containing barley meal were investigated in rats. Biscuits supplemented with 30% BM contain higher amounts of total dietary fiber and beta-glucan than controls. Results indicated that feeding of diet supplemented with different functional prebiotic biscuits to hypercholesterolemic rats for 8 weeks significantly reduced serum total cholesterol, triglycerides, LDL, very low density lipoprotein, ratios of total cholesterol or high density lipoprotein cholesterol, LDL cholesterol or HDL cholesterol, and the atherogenic index, but increased in the HDL levels. Continuing on omega-3, so major source of omega-3 fatty acids are fish, also walnuts, seeds, and also vegetable oils. Intake of omega-3 fatty acids may have protective effect against hypertension. Studies suggest that omega-3 fatty acids may have anti-atheromatosis, hypopolypemic, and anti thrombotic actions in addition to vascular regulation and also anti-arrhythmic and anti-inflammatory effects. Furthermore, it has been reported that omega-3 fatty acids have protective and healing effects against arthritic disorders, diabetes mellitus, and cancer. Also, protective effects against neurological and psychiatric diseases and efficiency in treatment of Alzheimer's disease. Also, a key role in retina health and may provide protection against age-related macular degeneration. Next. Continuing on spices and herbs, so plant roots, leaves, branches, flowers, and seeds are used in various preparations purported to have beneficial effects on health, such as regulation of nervous system, heart, and circulation, and also curing the immune, digestive, respiratory, urinary, and the musculoskeletal systems. Plants such as ginger, rosemary, turmeric, onion, grapeseed, green tea, curcumin, strawberry, blackcurrant seed, and their extracts or powders are added to breads. Antioxidative and anti-mycotic effects of extract of turmeric were compared with antioxidant activities of BHA and BHT in butter-containing plain cakes. Turmeric extracts proved to be more anti-mycotic and antioxidative. These spice extracts were often more effective at 1 gram per kilogram fat in preventing oxidation and shelf life loss of cakes than were BHA or BHT. Breads containing turmeric powder have been reported to have good antioxidant activity, which has led some researchers to suggest that such breads could be developed as a health promoting functional food. It is reported that with 10% spice solids contain higher amounts of dietary fiber and minerals than white loaves. Next. Conjugated linoleic acids, or we can call it CLA. So the most significant reported benefit of CLA is protection against cancer, such as skin cancer, stomach cancer, colon cancer, mammary cancer, and also the last is liver cancer. CLA also has been reported to have anti-inflammatory effects and to improve bone properties. Additionally, some research results suggest that CLA may improve insulin sensitivity. A patent has been obtained on CLA fortified cookie, cake, and muffin formulations. Next. Continuing on olive oil. Also, recently, many studies carried out on the health effects of olive oils have revealed a decrease in the LDL cholesterol levels and LDL oxidation. An increase in HDL or the total cholesterol levels and protection against cancer. Olive oil also improves glucose metabolism in normal subjects and patients with type 2 diabetes and regulated blood pressure and endothelial functions. Furthermore, some research studies suggest that olive oil may have favorable effects on obesity, reduction of platelet aggregation, and prevention of Alzheimer's disease. Oxidative stability of olive oil containing focaccia in common bakery products of many Italian regions has been investigated. For example, is the determining the amounts of trans fatty acids and compounds of triglyceride polymerization, oxidation, and hydrolysis. Researchers found that the overall levels of oxidation was lower than the levels found in refined oils. Next. Continue on probiotics. So the term probiotic is defined by the United Nations and World Health Organization expert panel as live microorganisms which, when administered in adequate amounts, confer a health benefit on the host. Probiotic organisms used in food must have some properties such as surviving passage through the gut, resisting gastric juices and exposure to bile, and increasing and colonizing in the digestive tract, in addition to being safe, effective, and stable during storage. The most important benefit of probiotic is modulating the intestinal microbiota and inhibiting pathogens. and this property helps to improve the immune system. The lowering of facial enzyme activity, treatment, and prevention of many types of diarrhea, for example, antibiotic-associated viral rotavirus and acute diarrhea, alleviating atopic dermatitis symptoms, constipation, and positive effects on superficial bladder cancer and cervical cancer have also been reported. Next. Probiotics are present not only in dairy foods but also in cereals, fruits, vegetables, legumes, and meat. Traditional fermented foods are especially good targets for the incorporation of probiotics. Fried sourdough bread or batura containing high levels of gamma aminobutyric acid was produced using a lactic acid bacteria called LAB starter. The result indicated the potential of LAB started for the production of gamma aminobutyric acid enriched batura, a fluffy deep fried leavened bread from North India. Next.
So next is exopolysaccharides. Exopolysaccharides or EPS are known to have many benefits on health. The high viscosity of EPS solution increases fecal volume, and this can change the transit time, fecal weight, and fecal water content. Some EPS have immune-stimulating characteristics similar to some polysaccharides, and this characteristic result from their stereochemistry, molecular size, and the sugar types that form them. Researchers have reported that EPS have a lowering effect on serum cholesterol, and this probably results from their behavior as dietary fiber. In addition, researchers report that EPS have anti-tumor effects and that they strengthen the immune system. Highly viscose dietary fibers, especially the EPS xanthan gum, may prevent hyperuricemia by changing digestive and metabolic processes. So next is vitamins. Vitamins such as folate and vitamins E, B6, and A play an important role in improving health and preventing diseases. Vitamins and vitamin derivatives such as folic acid, folate, and vitamins B12, B6, B2, and E are regularly used for blood fortification. The stability of vitamins and bioavailability and storage stability of vitamin A fortification or retinol acetate in cookies have been studied, and results have shown that cookies enriched with 257.85 microgram of retinol could be used for vitamin A deficiency in children. Many other products, including whole wheat, are frequently fortified with vitamin A. Next is minerals. Various minerals are known for their nutraceutical potential. For instance, calcium provides protection against colon cancer and improves bone health. Potassium reduces hypertension risks and consequently could help in the prevention of cardiovascular diseases. In addition, copper, selenium, manganese, and zinc have specific health benefits. It is reported that bread with 10% dehydrated moringa seeds or DBMS and cookies with 20% DBMS grits were prepared, and results showed them to contain more iron and calcium. Incorporation of moringa seeds into baked foods may thus be exploited for use to counter micronutrient malnutrition. Next is tocopherols. Almond, safflower oil, sunflower seeds, and canola oil are the main sources of alpha tocopherol, whereas gamma tocopherol is mainly present in some vegetable oils such as soybean, canola, and in nuts such as walnuts, peanuts, and pecans. Bakery product enrichment with alpha tocopherol and the effect on LDL cholesterol have been studied. Next is folic acid. Supplementation with folic acid can help protect against diseases such as anemia, cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, other congenital defects such as heart anomalies and clefts, neuropsychiatric disorders, and cancers. With the aim of producing pita bread with increased folate content, a study was conducted using germinated wheat flour or GWF and wheat flour substituted with different levels of GWF. Consumption of GWF incorporated bread would represent an increase in the average daily folate intake by 75 micrograms. Next is proteins, amino acids, and enzymes. When proteins are hydrolyzed during digestion, various oligopeptides differing in amino acid composition and sequence, called bioactive peptides, may be liberated. There are also bioactive peptides that can be consumed directly with food. Some bioactive peptides have antihypertensive or ACE inhibitory, antioxidant, antithrombotic, hypocholesterolemic, hypotriglyceridemic, anti-obesity, and immunomodulatory characteristics, and may help prevent cardiovascular disease. Mushroom mycelium was used to substitute 5% of wheat flour in bread, and it was found that the mycelium supplemented bread contained substantial amounts of gamma-aminobutyric acid and ergothioneine. Gamma-aminobutyric acid has been reported to reduce blood pressure and has been used for chiffon cake fortification. Lupine protein is a newer protein source that has been added to bakery products such as cake. Next is lignans. So the consumption of flaxseed bread, or also known as the richest source of dietary lignans, was associated with a significant reduction in breast cancer risk. Another study on the ability of isoflavone extract from whole soy bread made with 49% replacement of wheat flour and 2 soy bread fraction, breadcrumbs and crust. Soy bread crust extract reduced PC3 or prostate cancer cell proliferation, implying that the presence of soy in the bread may have contributed and observed positive health effects. Next is legumes. A fenugreek bread formula was produced in a commercial bakery by incorporating fenugreek flour into a standard wheat bread formula. Whole wheat bread was prepared using the same formula in the same bakery, and the products were tested for their nutrient composition, sensory analysis, and effect on carbohydrate metabolism for diabetic subjects. The results showed that acceptable bakery products could be prepared with added fenugreek, which could reduce insulin resistance and help with the treatment of type 2 diabetes. Next is okara, honey, and sesame. An investigation on whether the combination of okara bread and appetite stimulants or honey and black sesame seeds could improve defecation status in humans was performed. The defecation frequency and the number in the test group was found to be significantly higher than that of the control group, resulting in the author's conclusion that the combination of okara black sesame seed and honey in bread may be an effective approach for the improvement of defecation. So in conclusion, incorporation of naturally beneficial ingredients into food products of human, especially staple foods such as bread, may contribute to the improvement of human nutrition and therefore human health. Incorporation of bioactive ingredients into baked goods is a promising approach. Further research in the following areas will help to expand application in the food industry. First one is development of new health-promoting baked goods with better nutritional profiles and nutraceuticals. Second, studies to understand minimum effective upper levels of bioactive incorporation in baked goods. Third, investigation of the best means to provide targeted delivery of bioactive ingredients. And fourth is determination of the efficacy of diverse nutraceuticals ingredients in reducing cardiovascular diseases, such as reducing total cholesterol and protecting against coronary heart disease and blood pressure. So that's all from our presentation. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi